Hi traders, welcome to the weekly Forex recap from Admiral Markets. My name is Chris and I'm going to take a look at the dollar momentum on the euro dollar, pound USD, dollar yen, and AUDUSD. But first of all though, be aware that this video is intended for a global audience but may not be suitable for everyone. To find out more information about that and other details and conditions, visit admiralmarketsglobal.com, select your country of residence, and contact an appropriate entity. Also, trading for exchange and global financial markets is considered high risk and may not be suitable for everyone. Therefore, please seek the advice of an independent financial advisor for more information on that. This video is for educational and informational purposes only, and by continuing watching this video, you agree with this disclaimer and you are aware of the risk involved when trading. Now, last week's trading week had some dollar strength. In fact, you can see on the pound making some down movement, actually some falls right in about here, as you can see where I have the drawings, and falling back to the support trend line indicated by purple. Now, obviously, the dollar is going to have a high impact news event on Wednesday with the FOMC statement and interest rate decision. Basically, will the interest rate stay the same or go up? If it goes up, more dollar strength. If it stays the same, maybe some consolidation continuation. So that's an important event, obviously. Now, the pound USD seems to be in a bearish momentum and in a good fall here. So what I'm looking for is a continuation of that. But we did reach a support trend line that I think is pretty important. So some type of a bounce here up to these fibs, I think, is a decent likelihood. And from my perspective, a short at one of these fibs is an interesting trade, in fact, for a downtrend continuation down to the minus 272 target at 152.50 as well, or the minus 61.8 level at 151.87. I think that's probably the most interesting trade of this week, from this fibs down to these targets, and a kind of a reversal in a way, starting out with this momentum already. Now, if I zoom out to the 4-hour chart, you can see that we're also, or if you have a resistance line like this, right there, you can see that that line is valid as well. And price really struggled at that strong 4-hour daily resistance level, and ultimately then went down and moved down from that zone. So that bearish momentum, I think, is an important signal that in the, let's say, intermediate or near future, this support trend line could break, and we can see the continuation of that fall. So from that point of view, both trend lines are important, the support and the resistance line. Obviously, one of those two breaks, this could be a breakout to the upside. This could be the breakout to the downside. But from a 4-hour daily perspective, I would expect the break to occur to the downside rather than to the upside, but certainly impact, obviously, on what the pound USD does. Let me get rid of this fib. All right, this is the bigger picture. And you can see that we had a couple of bearish days reaching the support trend line. From a daily perspective, we are, although a choppy kind of price action, still in the downtrend, considering the fact that we are having lower lows and lower highs here. Overall, making a turn here, making a head and shoulders here as well, breaking that neckline as well. So I would say that from that point of view, more of a bearish environment unless price breaks above the resistance trend line. All right, before taking a look at the other currency pairs, be aware of these webinars. Weekly FX recap with Nenet on Monday, and Tarantula is going to take a look at price action chart patterns on Wednesday. I'm going to take a look at moving average trading on Tuesday and strategy on Wednesday and Thursday together. We're going to take a look at broker differences. So I hope to see you in one of these webinars, and looking forward to that. Okay, now let's take a look at the euro dollar. Big fall, of course, on Thursday with the news event. Euro dollar crashing here, 250 pips, in fact, making a small correction and falling again. And looking at the oscillator, I think we can see more space to the occurring. And personally, I like the 38.2 fib of around 111.25-ish. That's also the previous resistance spot, still this top right in here. So a bit of a correction, 111.50. Yeah, 111.50 I think is an ideal zone for looking for renewed downside, in fact, for one more fall down to 109, which is the minus 272 target. Good momentum, and I'm expecting that to follow through here on the euro dollar 4-hour chart. Now, from a daily perspective, the fall Still very impressive when looking at the daily candles. However, there are still long-term support levels that are important for the euro dollar that have not yet 108. And for fifth trend line, perhaps, yes, is about to break or has been broken. It's questionable because on this right there is a handle kind of poking through it, but it's still questionable, I think. So yeah, a good trend line breaks on 4-hour charts, definitely. This trend line broken. This trend line broken. But on the daily chart, although the downside looks very nice, still levels of support that might push this back into consolidation. So therefore, a bit on my side, yes, but how question Wednesday fib from here to here. The first target that I'm looking for is the -272 target at 109 here, and that been reached. So I still think that if we get a hook back on this 4-hour chart to roughly 111, 111.50 downside to this 109 level, the -272 target, is a very high likelihood after which we might see. Well, that depends on the news event, I would say, on Wednesday. So let's see if we got this downside already before in a half trading days. All right, next on the dollar yen, in fact, in a big consolidation zone. I think you can see it better on the daily chart or even the 4-hour chart, but then a bit scrunched up like this. And you can see prices just boxing its way, staying in between 118.25 and 121.70-ish in a zone that has really lasted already for months. And prices now at that resistance zone. I think that's a good bouncing potential for some downside. In fact, we got already a few 4 handles thing. I think it's not the bullish up impulse here. It's more of a turnaround environment of the resistance zone. So this moment, it has moved down already quite a number of pips. I think that I would like to see a bit of a hook back, probably even put a fib from here to here, and wait for a move back to some resistance on these fibs, and wait for maybe an ABC correction like this to occur, down to 120.50, 120.27, as you can see here. So that is a potential trade, I think, on dollar yen. Rebound, bounce back down, actually off resistance. Last but not least, the AUDUSD chart here to a triangle quite similar to the pound USD, but on a lower time frame. This is the 4-hour chart, and the pound, I think, had it on the daily chart. You can see here this triangle here, or even on the 4-hour chart if it's visible as well. Anyhow, AUDUSD has clear support and resistance. Break of either of those two lines indicating potential breakout, I would say, for upside, obviously above resistance, or downside below support. I think that's simple. Now, there could be some triangle trade within this, between these support and resistance levels, but the space between these two trend lines is becoming smaller as time progresses. So preferably, I would wait for the trendline break on the AUDUSD at the moment. Don't forget to take a look at Abo Markets and social media. Always a lot of content and webinars being announced on the social media. So I hope to see you in the webinars as mentioned, and wish you all good trading. Cheers.